Welcome back to the Local Live. I'm Mike Witsch, and I'm here with a guest, Chris Curtin. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
You're the Services Director of a rather unique organization in Larchmont called Mac Angels Foundation. And you're here to support families with patients who have ALS. Some people have heard of ALS. Tell us what ALS is for those who haven't.
For those people that have not heard of ALS, it stands for Amyotrophic Lateral Sclerosis. It's a motor neuron disease.
Lou Gehrig's disease.
It's also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, and most commonly known as ALS.
Yeah.
Mac Angels was founded in 2010, right after my close childhood friend, Claire Gormley Collier, who grew up in Larchmont, passed away from the disease. At that time, she was living in Stamford, Connecticut, and she had 3 small children and was afflicted with the disease at the age of 42, 43.
This is a disease, as if I understand it correct, it's not a quick demise, let's say, like from a heart attack or something. It's a slow degeneration?
It can be and it can't be. ALS, as I always say, does not discriminate, doesn't discriminate whether you're male, female, young or old. The average diagnosis, when you get the diagnosis, you have a prognosis of 2 to 5 years.
And I would imagine that the families that take care of people in their family who have ALS, there's a particular challenge there, isn't there?
Sure. There's a financial challenge, there's an emotional challenge. Caregiving is one of the most difficult jobs there is in the world. And caregiving, especially for an ALS patient who slowly loses the ability to move their legs, move their arms, to speak, is very challenging.
Can you tell some of our viewers what support the Mac Angels Foundation gives to those families?
Well, first, I preface what we do at Mac Angels is we always say, ask and we'll see what we can do. There's nothing that we won't try to do. At Mac Angels, we provide emotional support. We provide social services support with a social worker who's very knowledgeable about the healthcare system. We provide advocacy. I myself was a founding board member with Mac Angels and then the board president for the first 4 years. And most recently I've stepped down off the board and now I am the services director. And as the services director, what I do is I go out into our ALS community and I support our patients and our families. Patients, we acknowledge our patients, we refer to them as PALs, a person living with ALS, and we refer to caregivers as CALS, C-A-L-S, caregivers of ALS patients.
Do families have to pay for these services?
Absolutely not. Nothing that we offer requires any money. We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We are solely run on donations. So if we loan somebody a portable wheelchair or a commode or a shower chair or a hospital bed, that is all free of charge. We just loan it to them, and when they don't need it anymore, they give it back to us.
Some people may think that the county might be an organization that provides all this support, but
no.
Not true?
No, not true. What happens within the ALS community is once you're given your diagnosis from a neurologist, basically they say, get your affairs in order and go live your life.
Wow.
And they say, we're going to refer you to an ALS clinic, such as Columbia in Manhattan, or HSS in Manhattan, or Mass General up in Boston. And they say, we're going to see you in 3 months. Come back to the clinic in 3 months and we'll measure your progression. But they don't say, there's an organization called Mac Angels, or, you need to make sure that, when you're going for your wheelchair script, you don't get a manual script, you wait till you get a power wheelchair. There's a lot of ins and outs of living with ALS that you wouldn't know unless you got diagnosed with ALS.
And your organization has the experience of how many people have you supported who have had ALS?
Since we started in 2010, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of families. Currently, right now, on our roster, we have about 60 active families that we're helping. And let me also point out to the audience that although we're a Westchester-based organization, we work through all of Westchester County, all of Fairfield County, all the 5 boroughs, outerlying parts of New Jersey. We've helped people in California, we've helped people in Boston. Obviously, people further away, we can't help as much. But what we like to do is go into the home, meet the family, get a sense of what's going on in the home, physically and emotionally, and that way we can work with the clinician teams at certain hospitals. And over the years, I've been fortunate enough to build a pretty close relationship with some of these neurology teams. And we work together to help these families. Our mission at Mac Angels is to ease the burden of this horrible disease, that we know what the end result is.
You're a nonprofit organization. People don't have to pay for these services. How were you funded?
Like I said earlier, we are funded solely by private donations. We run events. We have an annual gala that we do every other year. In the years that we don't have the gala, we have non-events, which is a mailing that we send out to our mailing list of our supporters and just ask for a donation. We get in-kind donations from our families once they've seen what we've done. And unfortunately, when someone passes away from the disease, we get in-kind donations from them. We try to go out when we have time and seek grant money, but that's a pretty lengthy process that we don't always have time for. And again, we don't even have an office. We all work out of our home. We have a great founding board member team that are all people that have been affected by the disease. And then as far as our staff, it's just myself as the service director, we have a program director, and we have a social worker, and that's it. So really all the money that we take, I would say 80–90% of it goes back to our families.
There's an event coming up this weekend, the
That's
24th
correct.
and the 25th of September.
Yes.
It's a triathlon. It's a Westchester Triathlon,
Right.
And Mac Angels is involved. Can you explain how?
Sure. So Mac Angels has been a part of the Westchester Triathlon for a number of years now. Phil Gormley, who is one of our board members and is also Claire's brother, has been very active in the triathlete world for years. He's an amazing triathlete. He is now the chairman of the Westchester Triathlon, so he's the guy running the show. The triathlon started in 1982, and it was a sprint, small, little triathlon. It's now an Olympic distance triathlon, sponsored by Zoot, I believe, and it's got over 1,000 participants, me being one of them. And we have a small team, Mac Angels team, and this is why I brought our jersey, Mac Angels. This is what you'll be seeing if you come out and support us this weekend, which I hope you do.
And where will it be again? Where will people come?
It starts at Oakland Beach, right next to Playland in Rye.
Okay.
And then one of the highlights of the triathlon is Claire's Climb, in memory of Claire. It is the steepest part of the bike portion of the race. And on top of that hill, we have a lot of supporters and some of our pals ringing cowbells, inspiring the bikers to get up the hill as fast as they can.
Something she used to do.
Claire used to be at the top of Claire's Climb in her wheelchair cheering people on.
So
And then she'd be back at the finish line waiting for us when we got back.
So for this event, you're looking for cowbell ringers?
Cowbell ringers. You can go onto macangels.org or go onto westchestertriathlon.org to see more information about exactly where Claire's Climb is. And you can also come to the finish line and support us, and you can be there. We have an expo on Saturday, which Mac Angels will have a tent, and you can learn more about what we do there, along with all the other participants and sponsors. And the great thing about the Westchester Triathlon is it's also a nonprofit. So all the money that they take in from all these participants, they turn around and give it to nonprofits. And Mac Angels is lucky enough to be one of the beneficiaries.
Now, there's a website that you maintain that has all kinds of information about the history of Mac Angels and where you can donate, how you can help, how you can get involved.
Absolutely.
Let's give us that website.
It is macangels, macangels.org. It's a great website. It has great videos on it. It shows you exactly how we help our families and what we do. And it's got a lot of information about ALS in the unlikely event that a loved one is diagnosed with the disease. So please go look at the website. And also, love to see you this Saturday and Sunday. It's supposed to be great weather at Rye, Oakland Beach, Playland for the Westchester Triathlon. It's going to be a really great event.
And do check out that website, which is macangels.org. Chris Curtin, Services Director at Mac Angels Foundation. Thank you so much for being on LMC TV.
Thanks for having me.
Local Live.
Thank you.
And hope you come back.
I look forward to coming back. Thanks for having me, Mike.